Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here today, first Cabral HouseCall of the weekend, answering all of our community's questions. Every weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, we try to answer 6 questions per show. Today, I'm sure will be no different. Looking forward to all the questions that have come in, all things wellness, weight loss or gain, anti-aging, or even health coaching-based questions. So without further ado, let's dive into the show. We're all here to get our questions answered. It's something that I love to do. And so I'm opening up that big document now, and it looks like Tiffany is up first. So Tiffany says, "Good morning, Dr. Cabral. Your information and detox have helped me so much over the past year. I'm on a mission to do the best for myself and my family that I can. I was diagnosed with vertical heterophoria, or BVD, several years ago. I get terrible anxiety while driving, and I had a panic attack while going over an extremely high bridge. And now I'm very anxious whenever I have to drive over bridges. I'm usually a very bold person and would not really consider myself anxious except in these circumstances. Any advice you could give for dealing with this condition? I cannot find the topic covered in podcast. I do work in front of a computer for 8 to 10 hours a day, but I do try to disconnect each evening. Thanks so much for the great insight." All right, so I've got a functional medicine answer for you, as well as kind of a mind rewiring one too. So for people out there, vertical heterophoria, or BVD, is binocular vision dysfunction. So what can happen, and again, I don't know if this has been happening to you all your life or it just started happening, is that the eyes can kind of get blurred. So basically kind of like move together. Now, I don't know, like there can be basically a misalignment at like what you're actually looking at. And so it can cause dizziness or vertigo or motion sickness or even nausea because you don't feel balanced. But I'm not sure, again, so I have to give you my disclaimer. I'm not here to give you any medical advice, medical diagnosis, medical treatment plan, or medical cures, but I am here to try to give you a second opinion from a natural health perspective. So if this hasn't been happening your whole life and there was no injury and it's only happening when you're going over high bridges, I don't know. Like, again, I'm not saying that your doctor's wrong. I'm just not sure that this is a misalignment of the vision. What if this is more of a phobia, a height-based issue that came on for a specific reason? So I look at it from, again, so I'm trying to do my best to help. Like that's my job, right? So I've done no previous case study with you. I don't know your past. I don't know anything at all. So what I would say is this, 2 parts. 1, obsessive compulsive disorder, anxiety, very dark thoughts, all of them can happen over time. They're kind of inside our genetics, and then over time, methylation factors begin to break down, et cetera. So what I found is that many people are helped by doing and getting in the cofactors they need, and they're mainly B vitamins. So again, it's like almost harmless, right? Might as well give it a shot. I think you said, have you done the detox? Did the detox, which is great. I want to make sure that you have no heavy metals. So if possible, I'd run the big 5 labs if you're able to. If not, run the starter kit. And then I would also start the daily foundational protocol. You're going to get all your B vitamins. You're going to get some good protein, amino acids. You're going to get omega-3s. You're going to get those good things that your body needs. Maybe use the immunity protocol as well. Let's see how that goes for a month. You'll then get your lab test back. So lab test first, then do the protocols I just mentioned. And if that isn't helping just from getting the anti-stress nutrients, which are B vitamins in your body, then we might add an additional 1 or 2 capsules of the activated B complex, but we may also then do something like hypno-based therapy. And I know that most people think of hypnotherapy like the stage-based things like walk around and bark like a dog and cluck like a chicken, those types of things. But that's just the marketing aspect of it. If there was something that caused you to have a fear of heights and a panic attack when going over these high bridges, well, you can actually do some regression-based therapy and work on this. And I've seen it work in my practice many, many times. Cognitive behavioral therapy may work as well, CBT. So those are things that I would look into. And neurofeedback may work. Biofeedback, at least to start, to be able to calm your body down when these things happen. Really, really helpful as well. All right. There you go, Tiffany. Natalia is up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. Could you do a podcast on emotional eating? Thanks a lot. Happy to, yes. But I want you to know, you wrote in, this is October 14th. Again, we're about 12 weeks or so behind getting to your questions. Here's what I want to share with you. You can go to stephencabral.com/podcasts. And you can type in there disordered eating. You can type in mindful eating. You can type in bulimia. You could type in anorexia. You can type in any keyword you want, and you can see all the shows that I've already done on this topic. So I will absolutely do another show on emotional eating. I'm actually putting it in my notes right now. So if you see me type, that's why I'm doing it, emotional eating, because I do want to help on that. So yes, I will. But I have a lot of podcasts already that I've done on emotional eating because I've worked with so many women and some men with disordered eating in the past. And I think it's a really important topic that we do talk about. And some of actually what I just gave for recommendations for Tiffany are the same recommendations I would give for emotional eating as well. 100%, like that, I would, 100%, okay? All right, Patrick's up next. Hey, Doc, hope all is well. About 6 months ago, I tore some cartilage in my elbow. It only bothers me now if I overdo it at the gym, doing certain exercises, then it will bother me for a few days. A lot of the things I read said it won't heal itself because there's not enough blood flow there. What do you think? I just started taking your collagen powder, so I will be done with it by the time you read this. How soon does it usually take to see some results? Thanks so much. Okay, so great question. Most injuries can be healed in about 4 to 6 weeks. Low blood flow areas, 12 weeks. Your elbow, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, they have a little less blood flow. They will often take 8 to 12 weeks. I would be using the daily foundational protocol, the immunity protocol with the healthy gut support that has the extra glutamine. And I would do the advanced collagen. That's a lot, I know. But let's say you wanted to pull back in an area, pull back in the alkalizing vitamin C and balanced zinc. You do the daily foundational protocol, vitamin D3, healthy gut support, collagen. Then I would do that for 12 weeks for sure. That, again, that's just me. What I would do, though, is I'd be doing gentle massage. If you have a PEMF mat, I'd be doing PEMF. I'd be doing sauna. Why? PEMF improves blood flow. Sauna improves blood flow. You can see the sauna I recommend at stephencabral.com/shop. Just type in sauna when you get there. That will take you to the Therasage one I recommend. All my recommendations are actually at stephencabral.com/resources. Those are all there. Okay, what else can I recommend to you? And then also, you might even do some laser-based therapy. It's actually an infrared laser or red laser that can help improve blood flow to the area too. It's not always first on my list. And then after that, more natural things you can do are PRP therapy. That would be with a doctor, physician, to get some plasma-rich platelets of your own blood going in there. And you might even look at potentially some stem cell therapy as needed. All right. But again, I don't typically go there. It's only like if it's nagging you and it won't heal. All right. Michael's up next. Hello, Dr. Cabral. I had DVT about 1.5 years ago. I went to a hematologist and was told I have APS, Antiphospholipid syndrome, a blood clotting disorder. I was told it falls under autoimmune disease. I was told blood thinners, I won't name the blood thinner, would be long-term. My question, can I reverse this so I don't have to be on blood thinners all my life? I'm 55 years of age, eat very healthy, exercise 4 to 5 times a week, and I'm not overweight. Okay, I'm happy to help with this. So this is exactly what we do. So I always tell people, keep hope alive. You didn't have it 15 years ago. Why do you have it today? I know it's part of your genetics. I get it. I understand. I'm not denying that. But you're 55. Why didn't you have it at 54, 53, right? 45, 15. So here's what I want you to do. This is what I would do exactly. So I'm giving you the exact advice I would give myself. I would run the big 5 labs. I would look at what is off. Because again, we're not trying to cure antiphospholipid syndrome, right? That's a nice word, right? That's a big word. Here's what we're trying to do. We're trying to figure out, why do I have deficiencies in my body and toxicities that are allowing my body not to be at a state of equilibrium? So I would look at my omega-3s, I would look at my food sensitivities, I would look at my gut health, I would look at my vitamins, I would look at my minerals, I would look at my heavy metals, and I would rebalance my body. And I would do all the healthy things I could do on a daily basis, my intermittent fasting for 12, 14, or 16 hours, my quarterly detox, my exercise, my cardio, I'd be doing my sauna. Like, I would do all the things that healthy people do in order to be able to get my body back into a state of equilibrium and health. That's exactly what I would do. So that's my recommendation. And again, you could take any medication and things like that that you need for right now. I'm not telling you to just hop off your medications, but you'll monitor them. You'll chat with your doctor. You'll let them know, like, hey, and for blood thinners, maybe you decide to do an omega-3. It's not what I'm telling you to do. It's a personal choice. After you start getting the body healthy, it's again, these are things that you may want to think about. And I would look at that. But yeah, wish you all the best, Michael. And as I say, keep hope alive. No doubt about it. No reason not to. Rachel's up next. Hello, Mr. Cabral. I listen to your podcast on my morning drive, and the wealth of information has helped me and my family so much. Thank you, Rachel. I'm glad that that's been helpful. I've not quite figured this one out yet. My son at 14 started getting severe acne from what seems like an overproduction of oil. Nothing worked except Accutane. I didn't know any better, but a year later, it's starting to come back and just not as severe. He's now 17. My daughter, who's 21, started getting the same kind of acne a year and a half ago, and nothing is helping her either. What can be causing this? My heart hurts for them. She's in college, and it's affecting every aspect of her life. Could this be hereditary? I've not run any labs because money is an issue. Anything else I could do to help them that's inexpensive? Thanks. Yeah, happy to help with this as well. I have many, many shows on acne. So again, I feel bad that you had to wait until, what's today's date this is being published? Well, somewhere around January 15th or so. So here's what I want to share with you, is that acne can be multiple things: bacterial, food sensitivity based, hormonal, blood sugar based, which you could even consider hormonal, or other factors, but those are a lot of the main ones. So we need to, one, change the diet. It's not easy as a teenager, totally get it, but an anti-inflammatory diet, much, much healthier, okay? Like, without a doubt. Fried foods, trans fats, a lot of these oils all being eliminated, right? Hopefully you can check out my show this week on, I just did one, it was episode 2531 on inflammatory fats. Get rid of the inflammatory fats. Get in some good omega-3s. So check out that show, 2531. And food sensitivities, right? So if they can't run a lab, check out my shows on the most common food sensitivities, and we'll eliminate those, right? Like dairy, eggs, gluten. And I know that eggs can be a healthier food for some individuals, no doubt about it, but it's okay to eliminate them for 3 or 4 weeks. Nothing wrong with that, right? You can always add them back. If you can't lab test, because you can lab test instead by doing the IgG food sensitivity test. Have they done a detox yet, right? 17 and college, they're at the age now where if they chose to, they could do a 21-day functional medicine detox. Could dramatically improve their overall health. Now, and if they could only run one lab, they may want to run the stress, mood, and metabolism to look at hormonal imbalances. Could be overproduction of testosterone, certainly possible. Overproduction of estrogen, lower production of progesterone. So those are factors that I would look at. And then, of course, there's the bacterial issue with gut issues, et cetera, that they may want to look eventually at in terms of something like the starter kit or Candida metabolic and vitamins test. So yes, so what can you start with? Functional medicine detox. That already includes the elimination diet. That would probably be the place that I start, the 21-day functional medicine detox. Yeah. And again, I can't say it's expensive, honestly, because it's really no more than the cost of food. It really isn't. I mean, you're eliminating literally all the breakfast for the week, all the mid-afternoon snacks if you're having one, and your first 2 days of food. So it's really, I don't know. I just don't think it's more expensive. I get it. I totally understand. I was in college. I paid for my own nutritional supplements, and that's where my money went. I get it. I understand. I'm not saying everybody should do that, but it's challenging, so I understand. All right, one more question for the day. Why do I sweat so much? I'm on medication to help, but still haven't noticed any change. I'm on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, which is known to increase my sweating. But even when I wasn't on them, I sweat a lot more than normal. Any natural recommendations to help me, please? Thank you, and huge fan. All right. Happy to help. This is from Janet. So again, I have a podcast on sweating as well. So many podcasts, right? So if you look up sweat at stephencabral.com/podcast, you'd see all my previous answers. And so what I typically recommend is looking at your toxicities. Why is your body sweating so much? Is it trying to push out heavy metals, mold, bacteria, yeast, etc.? It's one way to think about it. The other is, are you more stressed? In more of what's called the sympathetic nervous system, AKA, also known as the fight or flight. My guess, I'm not giving you a diagnosis, is you are. If you have higher levels of anxiety, which I'm assuming you are because you're on medication for it, there's higher levels of stress that we're trying to mask with that medication, right? So my goal for you would be, why the high levels of stress? Let's reduce those. I know easier said than done. If you haven't read my book, The Rain Barrel Effect, please do. There's a whole chapter on stress, one on emotional balance and another on a success mindset. For you, we need to reduce the stress, remove the toxicities. Some people are more prone to sweating than others. There's no doubt about it, but not profusely. Profusely means there's an issue, an imbalance in the body. Okay, it's an imbalance. It's too much. Everybody should sweat, not no sweat, not a lot of sweat. So please do read The Rain Barrel Effect. It's free. I pay for the printing of the book. You just pay for shipping at stephencabral.com, at least as of right now of this recording. And then again, like anyone, if you can run the big five, run the big five. If not, run the starter kit and the stress, mood, and metabolism if you can. So, okay, we've got the labs. Yes, there are supplements you could use, but I'd rather have you lab test than just say, okay, use full spectrum magnesium, use adrenal soothe. Like, there's a lot of great things we could be doing in terms of protocols. But read The Rain Barrel Effect. It's essentially free. Check out my previous podcast on sweating. Run lab tests if you can. Begin protocols, and also work on the mindset. Biofeedback, meditation, exercise, and some type of cognitive behavioral therapy, internal family systems, I believe is called, as well as things like hypnotherapy. They can all be really helpful. NLP, they can all be really, really helpful. So hopefully this was helpful. I appreciate everybody tuning into today's show. Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow answering more of your questions. Take care, everybody. I want to sincerely thank you for your support of this podcast. I couldn't do it without you, and I mean that. I truly do. I also want to make sure you knew that we now have multiple ways for you to find your answers to the most difficult health, wellness, weight loss, and anti-aging questions. You can find podcast-specific topics like thyroid, adrenal, hormones, sleep, digestion, Ayurveda, and many more at stephencabral.com/podcasts that will then link you to your favorite Apple, Spotify, and other podcast players. Plus, all new podcasts and weekly exclusive video content is being added to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Stephen Cabral. And that's Stephen with a PH. Head on over and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the exclusive content. Lastly, if you've ever found any of my podcasts or books to be helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a review on iTunes or your favorite media player for the podcast. Rating and subscribing to the YouTube and podcast allow me to reach more and more people and help spread my mission of healing throughout the world. Thank you again for being a part of this movement.